Good morning, broadcasters. 360 Seconds News and Commentary for Broadcast Professionals is on the air. I'm Maria Koldova from TKT. Let's discuss the latest technological news with our respected experts, Philip Grossman and Mary Seidler. Don't forget to give the program a like. At IBC 2023, Rohde Schwarz introduced transformative 5G broadcast solutions, merging speed, security, and scalability, and marking a pivotal moment in media distribution evolution. So, Philip, tell me a little bit more about what's happening here.
So it's interesting to see. There's I don't know if I'd call it a merger, but there's sort of this overlay between 5G and Wi-Fi technologies. Obviously the 5G with the millimeter wave technology gives you unbelievable performance and low latency, and the ability to deploy things like that in a stadium versus a Wi-Fi type infrastructure. So it's interesting to see, companies sort of jumping on that bandwagon. Part of it, I think, is because the cost of that technology has come down. No longer do you necessarily need to have a 5G cell tower. You can have your own 5G service using that same technology, as well as integrating into existing 5G services for broadband outside of the millimeter wave technology. So it's interesting to see. I'm always excited when there's new sort of network technologies. You always think, well, this is the end. We've got the best in there, and then something else comes out. So it's really gonna. I think in the live sports arena, it's really gonna provide some interesting capabilities and functionality that we may not have seen in those particular arenas.
And Mary, tell me a little bit more about it from your perspective.
All I can think of is, 5G. Okay, what are the codec manufacturers going to do? How are they going to be implementing this, not just for audio codecs, but also for video codecs? So it's 5G has a lot of advantages. And Philip's absolutely right. Every single generation with one of these, it's like, ooh, 4G, what can we do? This will be all we ever need. Well, along comes 5G, and let's see what's next.
Exactly.
All right. Global optics giant ZEISS announced its acquisition of Ncam Technologies, a trailblazer in camera tracking. This strategic move underscores ZEISS's commitment to pioneering advancements in the world of optics and optoelectronics. So Philip, this is your territory, I believe. So tell me a little more about that.
Yeah. So on the ZEISS side, it's interesting that ZEISS, who's a lens manufacturer. I mean, they are world renowned. I mean, they actually make a lot of different things in the computer industry from a much larger perspective. But in the film, ZEISS is known as a world leader in glass, and the fact that they're taking into or purchasing Ncam, which was at one time was one of the first leaders out there in sort of that VR space. I'm not sure what to think, to be quite honest. This could be very, very exciting. The fact that they're now going to take that world-renowned glass that they manufacture and tie that into this technology that's allowed for virtualization and things like that, VR worlds or augmented reality, I guess, is a better term for what they've done in the Ncam world. It could just take it to sort of that next level of professionalism instead of being this, gimmicky, approach that has now become a high-end professional option. Now, will they expand and take that technology into the camera world as well and become a competitor in the general camera world? Well, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Panavision did that. Panavision made cameras, made lenses. Let's see if ZEISS sort of goes down that same route.
All right, now a little bit more of audio news. Apologies. Goodness, so sorry. At IBC 2023, Glensound introduced advanced Dante products, spotlighting the Charles Interpreter Unit, a game changer in network audio for interpretation. This innovation emphasizes redundancy, ensuring seamless message delivery in critical translation scenarios. So, Mary, unpack this for me.
So, a couple of things. Glensound has been around a long time. Very innovative company, but they normally, my experience has been, they make something for a specific customer to begin with. Somebody is leading this. So that tells me a lot. The whole thing with Dante is it makes connectivity between different devices easy. And what Dante has done, or is allow different manufacturers to all talk to each other. Now, this is AES 67. And that's where I wish we could just promote the fact that there's interconnectability between Dante, between Livewire, between Ravenna, between WheatNet. All of these do adhere to that standard. And this is great because when I'm looking around to build studios, oh my gosh, it's so much easier if everything can connect together on one system. And that's what Glensound has done with Dante.
Philip, I don't know if you have anything to add.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm wondering if this isn't because it's specifically around translation. AI is becoming very important. Is this going to lead into more multi-language AI-based translation in the audio side? So you're going to now be connecting computers to this technology and not necessarily having a human being do all this translation. So it's interesting to see where this is going to go for sure.
All right, well, that's all the time we have today. Many thanks to our experts, Philip and Mary, and don't forget to comment on the news that we've discussed. See you next Monday at the same time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.